What's up, AtoZSports Titan Game Day Live. The Titans are hosting the Seattle Seahawks today at Nissan Stadium. We are live here in Nashville talking Titans Game Day, trying to see if they can prove and pull off a massive upset as a big-time underdog against one of the NFL's most explosive teams. We've already got one person calling for an upset in the chat. We'll see what happens as this pregame show continues. Titan Game Day Live. Here we'll get through our X factors. There's a new weapon out there for Cam Ward to utilize today on the football field. There's a couple new weapons, I guess. We'll talk about who will step up for Cam most because of an injury situation here. We'll also discuss what we have today as far as our BTA bets, our prediction as a whole. I have an X factor I'm challenging. I think I have a backup nickname for Mike McCoy, so I will discuss that. But I'm challenging Titans interim head coach Mike McCoward to not be that today. So we're going to have a lot of good conversation here as we get started here. JT, what's up? Welcome in. Tell the people what they got to do officially before we get going.
Yeah, what's up, A to Z crew? Happy game day. It's been quite a while since I've been on the morning, or I guess the preview show here.
Yeah.
For the Tennessee Titans. Good to see all of you guys here this morning. Excited to see what is going on. Julius says, "Yay, Easton not here." Well, Easton also can be congratulated for doing some other things not great this past weekend, which we might get into at the end of the show here. But
excited to get it publicly roasted. Okay, I see what's going on here.
I mean, I thought that was the point. I thought we were gonna air out Easton's dirty laundry.
No, I mean, depends. Okay. We'll see if we have time. We'll see if we have time.
Yeah, we'll see if we have time. But either way, good to see you guys here this morning. A couple things we need from you guys. First and foremost, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Smash that like button if you are excited for yet another Titans game day. Also, while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content we're bringing you here at the AtoZSports YouTube channel, especially the halftime and post-game show. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you watching over there as well as on Twitch. But if you're watching on Facebook, hit that like button, like the page, and share the show with a Titans fan who wants to get rocking and rolling this morning for the Tennessee Titans game against the Seattle Seahawks. And with that, Austin, let's get it going.
Yep, let's do it officially. Welcome to AtoZSports. This is Titan Game Day Live, and we go live every weekday morning. Every weekday morning. Every Titans game day, we do that as well. But every Titans game day for pregame, halftime, and postgame show. Do have to thank all of our great sponsors. The pregame show presented by X Golf in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. PlayXGolf.com. BTA Sports. Use the code AtoZSports when you download the BTA Sports app. You get a 14-day free trial for an annual 12-month subscription of $79. Use the link in the show description. Botero Carts, Life is Short, buy a golf cart. 2 locations, Columbia and Gallatin. Lipscomb University Sports Analytics Program, turning your passion into a career. And the Barrel Social Club, real poker players, real tournaments. The Barrel Social Club, Kentucky and Tennessee's destination for poker. And T-Dot, Nobody Trashes Tennessee campaign. Be part of the solution to end littering across the state at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. So, JT, we're going to taking a wild ride throughout this overall pregame show. And I will mention that shout out to the Nashville Water Taxi, who is continuing to do great work. Even if the weather is chillier in Nashville moving forward for the rest of these home games, they've got those like Sonic drive-in, like warming tarps that they have on their boats. If you know, JT, you're not from here, you might have no idea what I'm talking about. But the things that you can go to Sonic in your high school years when it's cold outside, Nashville Water Taxi has those as well to get to and from the game in a boat, NashvilleWaterTaxi.com. But here we are. Xavier Restrepo is making his NFL debut. He was officially called up from the practice squad for a game day elevation yesterday afternoon. And so he will revert to the practice squad after today's game. You get a couple times to do that per person. You get 2 of those per game per NFL rules post-COVID. So obviously the Titans need a lot of help. Calvin Ridley goes on injured reserve with a broken leg last week. Alec Manor hurt his hamstring in that game last week, and he is out. Chim Dike is active. So JT, let's go ahead and just show the active pass catching group that Cam Ward has available today. It is Chim DK, the rookie, Van Jefferson. Then it starts to get real weird. Practice squad guys following. Mason Kinsey, James Prochet, and Xavier Restrepo. And then the two tight ends that he's had throughout this year, Chig Okonkwo and Gunnar Helm. So there's a lot of rookies and a lot of practice squad type players on this pass catching list. So we're just going to start off this show, this conversation right here, JT, is which of these guys is most likely going to step up for Cam Ward today to help the Titans against a really, really, really talented Seahawks football team. So JT, I will let you start the conversation. I will go ahead and put in the chat who will step up most for Cam Ward today versus the Seahawks. We just walked through who he has at his disposal to catch the football. Obviously, Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears are active, so the running backs can help out quite a bit. But JT, where are you starting with this?
Yeah, and I think more people, maybe it's not just that people are excited for Xavier Restrepo, but like Amnesia says, I think people are hoping that they're more excited that they can have the opportunity to clown on us than the successfulness of Xavier Restrepo or anybody on this team today. I think out of those guys, if we bring it back up here real quick, out of these guys, the guy who needs to step up is the most likely candidate, which is Chimere DK. He's the only guy on this list of wide receivers. We know Chig Okonkwo can have some pretty productive yards after the catch. We know Gunnar Helm has been used sparingly, but when he has caught the ball and he has made good work of what he's been able to do there. But the guy that on the outside that is going to have to make up for a lot of the lost players on the outside is Chimere DK. And I think he will have a pretty good opportunity today as long as he is fully healthy. We know he was dealing with that chest contusion. He was fully a full participant all week. So it sounds like he is pretty much good to go. It'll be a pain tolerance thing, but nothing that's going to really, I guess, limit him from his on-field snap share. It's going to be an interesting matchup, too, that I think Chimere DK and Cam Ward can probably attack this Seattle Seahawks defense pretty easily. Ward has the most dropbacks this season against zone coverage, specifically cover 3, at a 32.6% dropback rate this season. And Seattle, when I was looking up the numbers this week, runs zone coverage at the league's 5th highest clip, which is 77%, and 30% of that cover 3. So you have cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all different coverages. They run cover 3 out of that 77%, the most at 30% of that 77%. And so with DK available, his highest win rate is against cover 3. And so I think that is going to be one of the ways that this Titans team tries to get down the field, because make no mistake, once again, this is a game where it's so easily conceivable that the Seahawks go up 17-0 in like the first 7 minutes or something. And so you're forced to throw the ball anyways, but I think they were going to do that anyways after you watched what happened last week, but they're going to have to sling the ball. And if you're going to do that, I think you make the most of this matchup here and try to get Chim DK the ball. So who will step up the most for Cam Ward today? I think it has to be Chimere DK, because he is their best, most talented option out there right now out at the wide receiver position. And that's the guy that we've seen Cam Ward have pretty much the most natural connection with this season. I think
this season. Okay. You caught it.
No, I'm not going back.
Hold on. You said, when you said he's the guy I think Cam Ward has the most natural connection with this season. So like this season, yes, but most natural connection with is Xavier Restrepo making his NFL debut today. Sure. And now I'm curious. We'll go through the answers here on the show. So we ask who will step up most for Cam Ward today. The early votes came Gunnar Helm. We've got Chig coming in. We just have a straight up yuck from Wayne. We got DK Restrepo and Prochet. Gunnar Helm coming in. Connor says, don't get your hopes up, guys. X is not going to see many offensive reps. Don't think otherwise. I'm going to favorite that, and we'll come back
let's
to
come
that.
back to that.
Jack says Chig, but as a wide receiver in a slot and not a tight end just because he was big slot. So I think this is a great opportunity to do this.
Yes.
Because the Titans do not run 12 personnel enough, in my opinion, because I think the benefit of having a one of your tight ends that is Chig and like Chig is that you can run 12 personnel, but really formationally line up in 11, and with 3 wide and make Chig be the big slot or even out wide. And he played out of position last week in the big catch he made to help the Titans go that full 95-yard drive to tie the football game with under 2 minutes to go. So I think that's something there. Jeff says he thinks it's Chig as well. Van Jefferson gets a vote. DK gets a vote. I don't think Van Jefferson's a bad vote. Like, this offense is drawn up to allow the Calvin Ridley position to have wide open spaces. And Van Jefferson, I think, can do that. And he has done that in times that Calvin's been out. So my answer is actually going to be Chig because of what I just mentioned. I want to see more position versatility and usage with Chig Okonkwo. I don't know if they're going to do it, but what Nick Holt said last Tuesday was that Chig kind of stepped up, vocalized, "Hey, we're light, we're thin at wide receiver. I'll line up and do it." And so I think that's an important aspect to watch today is how they involve Chig in this game plan.
Yeah, we'll absolutely see if they do that because they kind of did it last week in a sense of out of necessity and kind of they were out of options, and they talked about how Chig had never done that, which is crazy to me that this coaching staff has never thought that your probably biggest and most athletic bodied guy is not someone you could put out wide like that. Like everybody else that is a good offense does in the league. We didn't think to do that.
Yeah, remember when Mike McCoy was like, players over plays? Yeah, that's what players over plays means, putting Chig in the best situation, best matchup possible to win.
Yeah, it's crazy to not think that they haven't done that yet. However, I will say, like, that's also maybe just a byproduct of this is a team that has a coaching staff and a group of coaches that are on cruise control. Like you mentioned, they continue to not use 12 personnel when the big discussion overarching in terms of schematics this year is how teams that have really productive offenses are using 12 personnel at a insane clip, which can kind of point you to that. This is mailing it in once again. But yeah, I think Chig Okonkwo also absolutely has to be up there, especially against this defense. You look at what they have in terms of personnel. Certainly, you look last week at what they were able to do in terms of limiting the outside guys. Devontae Adams, when they played the Rams last week, only 1 catch on the day, was a touchdown catch in the red zone, but limited him to 1 catch on one target. So took him away. That's Devontae Adams. Yeah. It's pretty fair to say that the Seahawks might have an easier day locking down anybody who lines up on the outside, which means that you're going to have to attack the middle of the field. And how do you do that? Like you said, you get those mismatches with Chig Okonkwo and whatnot. And so I think that's going to be another big part of this matchup. I think Chimere Dike, Chig Okonkwo are your 2 main guys that you need to step up today.
All right, so I did want to bring this back. The Connor comment says, don't get your hope up. X is not going to see many offensive reps. Don't think otherwise. Well, we're going to kind of think otherwise for a second. And we're going to have this as a part of our X Factor conversation, no pun intended. But X Golf X Factor, what is your X Factor for the Titans to compete in this game against the really, really explosive, talented Seahawks? And we haven't even mentioned the Seahawks offense yet. Other than JT saying they could be up by 17 before the end of the first quarter. But who is your X factor? We'll get to that. But first, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. 4 locations in the Middle Tennessee area: Nashville, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Franklin. PlayXGolf.com is their website to go check it out. They have top-of-the-line golf simulators. They're really phenomenal. They have like the self-teeing, it's like a ball return in bowling, except it tees up the golf ball for you, which is awesome. Because if you're at X Golf for any considerable amount of time and you're having fun, the drinks are flowing because it's a top-notch like sports bar experience too. That just happens to have a really, really good golf simulator in it. And you're out there, playing whatever golf course you love watching in the summer for the pros, and you don't want to have to keep on bending over there and putting that ball in a tee and making a fool out of yourself. So the X Golf will help you out over that. But also, it is indoor golf weather now in Middle Tennessee. So 4 locations, again, Nashville, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Franklin. They're also great for holiday parties, Friendsgivings this weekend. If you have family in town, friends in town, you want to go get out of the house and do something fun, playxgolf.com is where to check them out, at playxgolf.com. JT, I will send you the chat. What are people saying about their X factor? And then we'll discuss Xavier Restrepo and his role in all this too.
Yeah. Well, surprise, surprise. Your X factor is the X-Man, Xavier Restrepo.
Right, so because the first comment was that, let's just discuss it. Okay. Because I knew that
X factor is clearly X. Come on, this isn't even a question. Yeah. Will be it's a lot of people want to talk about Xavier Restrepo and him being an X factor.
We'll do that for a couple minutes here. So Connor says, don't get your hopes up. He's not going to play offense. And he said, don't fool yourself otherwise. I mean, if you're looking at this, you have 5 receivers active.
2.5 of them are slot receivers.
Yeah. Well, James Prochet and Mason Kinsey can line up in all 3. So
fair enough.
Right. But the main point I was going to get at, Mason Kinsey is a special teams player. He was forced into the role of receiver last week because 3 guys, went down in game with Calvin, Ellick, and Chim all went down in the game throughout that game. Early in the game, Calvin went down the first play. So Mason Kinsey, in my opinion, I think Mason Kinsey gets less offensive snaps than Xavier Restrepo today. Thoughts on that?
Crazy.
Because what is Xavier Restrepo going to play special teams over Mason Kinsey?
Probably not.
No, exactly. Is James Prochet going to get special teams reps over Xavier Restrepo? Yeah.
Yes.
So Xavier Restrepo, he's up, right?
He's up. I have a hard time seeing how much he can realistically be used in this game. Why? I mean, we'll see how fast he gets in. This comes down to first or second drive. If we see Xavier Restrepo in those first or second drives, it's going to be the full Xavier Restrepo experience. If we don't, then I think we're going to see what I think is more realistic, that you had to bring someone up because you need 5 receivers. You can't go with 4 because
but they brought a guy up that doesn't do special teams. And
they need a body.
They have other bodies on their practice squad that they could have brought up who have been around.
Not as long as Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, but Xavier Restrepo has never played special teams. I guarantee you the McCutcheon guy, I'll probably say the baseball player McCutcheon before the actual name, the correct name. But I guarantee you McCutcheon has played more special teams in his career than Xavier Restrepo. So my point being that I think Mason Kinsey and James Prochet are going to be special teams guys. Van Jefferson will play less special teams because they need him more receiver. That's Absolutely. Where Kinsey and Prochet come in. Prochet will play more wide receiver than Mason Kinsey. I think Prochet will play more wide receiver than Restrepo. But I think if you're talking pecking order of wide receivers, I think it's Chim, Van, Prochet, Restrepo, Kinsey.
I think that's fair. Once again, it's just hard for me. It's not that I want to see him fail. I just don't know how they're going to use him this week. I don't know the answer to this. And I'm not going to sit here and hope core and say 20% snap share and he's going to be out there running a bunch of routes, because I just don't know, because it feels like
it didn't have to be 20%. I'm just saying more than Kinsey.
Right. But I think Kinsey then is, here's the thing, right? Who do you think is returning punts and kicks today?
Jim DK.
I think Tim DK is still going to be the punt.
He's too big of a weapon. Yeah.
I think that's also something
time out. Because this gets me to my X factor.
Okay.
Screw it. What do you have to lose? Nothing. That's it. So that's why you play Chim DK. Like if this team was the Seattle Seahawks with a 7-3 record and you have something to play for, and Chim DK is an explosive playmaker on your offense, but he's a little bit banged up and you don't want to waste him at return, sure. But you're 1-9. Screw it. Whatever. Put him out there. If he gets hurt, who cares? Not that, but like, what are you going to lose? You're going to lose anyway. You're a 2-touchdown underdog. So screw it.
Yeah.
Your best chance of scoring a touchdown is kind of by him returning a kick or a punt.
I mean, Austin, you're saying screw it to the team that won't even go for it on 4th and 2.
That's my remember in the open, I said, I'm going to challenge Mike McCoward to not be that. Mike McCoward has to not be that today. Mike McCoy has to adopt the philosophy, the mentality of you're 1-9, you have nothing to lose. You should be able to take a big ass wrecking ball from next door at the new Nissan Stadium and blow it through the Seahawks roster. Why not? Why not? Just go for it. Just do it. Throw it deep. Do the stupid trick play on I mean, don't do you've proven that you cannot run a flea flicker. You cannot execute it cleanly, so don't do that one. But pull it all out. Do a fake punt. Bones Fossil has done a fake punt all year. He's been known, him and Johnny Hecker run fake punts for the last decade. We haven't seen one yet. Do it. Screw it. Whatever. Go for it. That's my X factor.
Maybe that. Yeah, no, they won't.
Because of Mike McCoward.
Yeah, maybe that's the root of my answer on why I don't think we see that much Xavier Restrepo today, is because I think this team brought him up to simply be a body, to be that 5th wide receiver in case more wide receivers go down. I kind of alluded to how this coaching staff is kind of, just clocking in and clocking out, going through the motions. If they really wanted to, I feel like they could get him involved. I just don't know if this coaching staff actually cares that much to see that. And so
I know
we'll see if that actually happens. I'm so at a loss. Like that's also why I just don't know what we see from Xavier Restrepo. There are so many different factors. There's the connection between him and Cam. There's the over mounting hype from the fan base. There is the also other side of, can he actually win a rep against Ernest Jones and this Seattle defense?
Ernest Jones is out, by the way.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. So can he win? And so maybe that is a step in the right direction for Xavier Restrepo. Can he win against this Seattle secondary in those quick moments to get move the chains, to get play this backyard ball that people want to see him play with Cam Ward? Like, all of these different factors go into, I have no idea what we see from him, how much he gets. And that's why I'm saying today, like in those first 2 drives, I think is a great litmus test for what you're going to see for Xavier Restrepo today.
That's fair. All right. So I did tell you I had a backup nickname for Mike McCoward.
Okay.
That is, he is Mike McCoward in the game, and post game he is Mike McCaptain Obvious, because all he does is point out the most obvious things that people are asking him questions to, and doesn't actually answer the question. So that just to pay off of that tease from earlier in the show. JT, what is your X factor from X Golf, playxgolf.com here on the pregame show? Have we touched your X factor throughout this organic conversation at all?
No, not at all.
Perfect.
And no one wants to talk about anything other than it's fair. It's natural. No one wants to talk about anything
great
else.
Conversation thus far.
No one else wants, and I think that's fair, because I think people want to see a glimmer of hope. People want to see something go right in a 1-9 season. As you said, who cares? The Titans don't subscribe to that ideology. And I think if there is one coach that I actually believe actually gives a damn in this game, it's Denard Wilson. And I think Denard Wilson can be a true X factor in this game, because we've seen how red hot this Seattle Seahawks offense can be at times. But in the past couple of weeks, it's slowed down is very slow. It's slowed down a little bit. Sam Darnold, they lose by 2 last week after he throws 4 interceptions. And that's because you look at what the Los Angeles Rams did on defense. They played a lot of different sub packages that made Sam Darnold look a lot worse. And just this season in general, versus base defense passing, Sam Darnold has been elite. He has 136.1 passer rating, 14.3 yards per attempt. But when he plays against sub packages, which he did last week a lot, only 6.1 yards per attempt and an 80.6 passer rating. Can Denard Wilson, getting a couple of his guys back on the defensive line, use enough sub packages and mix and match this defense enough with the kind of amalgamation of pieces he has left on this defense to actually get to Sam Darnold? We'll have to see, because I think that is, like I said, alluded to early in the show, right? 17-0 in the first 7 minutes, I feel like is totally obtainable for the Seattle defense or Seattle offense. And if the defense can't stop them, that's what it's going to look like. But if Denard Wilson can slow them down, I think Cam Ward and this team can maybe look a little bit more competitive.
All right, well, let's see how competitive they can be. Let's get our predictions. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes left until this game kicks off at Nissan Stadium here live on our pregame show. Shout out to X Golf. And also, so we want your predictions, score predictions in here. We'll also drop our bet that we have in here from BTA Sports. Speaking of BTA Sports, Better for Sports Bettors is the app that they have right there. BTA Sports, you can download the app. The link to do that is in the Facebook title, the YouTube description right here. You can also click on the link, then use the code. You have 2 options for the code: a weekly subscription or a 12-month subscription. The weekly subscription, ATOZ14, 14-day free trial, weekly price $9.99. Normally it's a 3-day free trial. Big jump there. The 12-month subscription, normally a 7-day free trial, still a 14-day free trial. AtoZ Sports for a 12-month subscription, $79. So you can say, okay, if I want this for 8 weeks, bang, there's your $79 right there. And then you get 12 whole months out of this thing. With BTA Sports, Better for Sports Bettors right there. So the last 2 weeks, JT, that's 2 games, excuse me. BTA Sports liked a lot the Titans plus 9.5 against the Chargers. Check, covered. They liked a lot the Titans plus 5.5 against the Texans last week at home. Check number 2. BTA Sports likes the Titans a lot. 3 lots.
This is true.
Plus 13.5. The Tennessee Titans like a lot. Plus 13.5 BTA Sports. So, predictions. JT, do you see some score predictions in the chat?
Yeah, let's get to them here. Amnesia says 21-14 Titans. Darnold has 3 interceptions. Brian, the total opposite way, 44-0 Seattle Seahawks. Lane, 34-6 Seattle. Matt, 17-0 Seattle. Wes, 24-17. Titans take advantage of another disastrous game from Darnold. 24-13 Seahawks. Rob says 35-3 Seattle. Justin says 24-23 Titans upset, baby. Jacob says 28-21 Seattle. Bad calls by the refs cost the Titans the game, 24-21. King Titans says 30-17. 27-17 Seattle. 53-6 says Terrence. I assume he means Seattle. 17-12 Titans. 24-6 Titans. Okay. Dang. 6 points for the Seattle Seahawks today. 36-13 Seahawks, 34-17, I believe he means the Seahawks there win. And then Davis says 24-16 Seahawks. Caribbean Daniel, 21-20 Titans today. 26-17 Seahawks, 31-16 Seahawks. Why are we putting these numbers backwards, people?
I hate that.
I hate that. It makes my brain hurt. Ken,
the winning score first.
Yes. Clayton, 31-10 Titans. So, Austin, do you have your
yeah, I do like the Titans to cover, barely. So, I think the difference, some books might have it at 12.5, some might have it at 13.5. I would not do the 12.5. I would definitely do Titans plus 13.5. So my score, I think 26-13. That's how I feel. Don't ask me how the Seahawks get 26 points. It's just going to happen. But 26-13, I don't think the Titans can get over 13 points. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 35-13 Seattle.
Wow.
I don't believe they can cover in this game.
No chance.
No chance whatsoever.
That is a blowout there from JT.
I do think that they come back. They want to take out all of their anger after losing by 2, even though throwing 4 interceptions last week. Like, they just want to take out their anger, and they're going to do it on the worst team in the league.
I mean, yeah, of course. All right, guys, that's it for us here on this show. Want to give a shout out to our great game day sponsors, X Golf, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. PlayXGolf.com. BTA Sports, just talking about their promo codes right there. Botero Clark, Lipscomb University, Sports Analytics, the Barrel Social Club for your poker destination, and T-Dot's Nobody Trusts Tennessee campaign. We will see you guys at halftime. Enjoy the first half. And Xavier Restrepo is going to go for a big nothing, right? All right, see you guys later. Appreciate it.